Hey everybody, welcome back, or if you're new to the channel, welcome as well. We're going to be talking about Marvel Future Revolution. Should you play this game? If you're playing, are you enjoying it? If you've never heard of it, should you consider playing it? That sort of thing. A lot of awards dropping for this game right now. Want to talk about that. Want to talk about my experience in game. Some things that I think, look, I think the game's fun. I enjoy it a lot. Some people have some issues. I want to talk about what I find and also what I find fun, and also the points that they're making that I also get as well, where it's kind of like, nope, I get the point there. So anyway, we're going to talk about the awards. Good thing, bad thing, going to lead to a bunch of stuff in the future or not. Got some info that I'll share, like little thoughts from Danny. We obviously had a tweet out there as well. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord link in the description below. Hammer down like buttons, click notification bells, subscribe, all that sort of thing. And let's get into this.
Bring me WolverThor!
So first, before I get into the award stuff, I do want to say that I find this game fun. I like the gameplay of it. I like that you can see behind me here that there's aspects of the game. If I don't want to farm something, I can leave my character on during the day farming things and just, basically go back to it every so often and get something, clean out their inventory. I like the PvP aspect. I like the PvE aspect of it. I like the alliance aspect of it. Now, there's certain parts of it where it's like the RNG. Yes, I don't like the RNG. There's some heavy RNG in the game, and it takes a while to get things. Now, on the flip side of that, there is also like you can spend no money and get a great roll on something, or spend a bunch of money and not get a great roll on something. So that does balance out a little bit. But I will say that the stronger your character is, it is harder to make up for that. Sometimes, no matter how good you are, if you're really weak, you won't be able to beat a top-notch player. Now, for me, a top-notch is like 1.4, 1.5 and above. You've got people up at 1.9, 2 million. So once you get that 1 million, and I'm talking about power mark, you can start sort of competing there with your skill levels, if your skill level's there. But much below that, it's going to be pretty hard. I'm not even going to try to sugarcoat that at all. The other part, find a good alliance, okay? I think that if you're looking for a fun aspect of this game, I think that what you want to do is get into an alliance that, is fun, that plays the game like you want to play, that's interactive. I really love the alliance I'm a part of because we're on Discord a lot. We talk a lot. We even not just about the game, but just about life stuff and shoot the breeze. That makes this game way more fun to me. So, when we do that sort of thing, it brings me back to the game. So anyway, find those things. Now, the game itself, I've been mentioning that, awards, right? So are these awards, like what's happening with it? Because there are some things going on where some people have not been okay with the game. They have not had fun. They've been frustrated by it. They thought it was too grindy, etc. But at the same time, it's getting awards. So I'm like, all right, well, let's talk about this a little bit. Let's think about what is happening here, where we've got a game that some people love. Like, obviously, I like it quite a bit. And then we've got, some people who are maybe not loving it as much. So in the Google Play Store, we had this situation with Marvel Future Revolution, where it was talking about best competitive game. There's a lot of PvP aspects. I will say, so if you're looking for that sort of competitiveness, yes, it is very competitive. You do want to be skillful. You do need to be powerful, like I mentioned earlier. Is it best competitive? League of Legends is up here. We got Pokemon Unite, which is a new game out here. I haven't played these other two. But as a League of Legends or a former League of Legends player, I do think it's one of those games that you could definitely compete quite a bit and play often in PvP. On top of that, there's a bunch of rankings that come in for the PvE content. So in that sense, it's competitive. So I could see where somebody would want to vote for that as a competitive game. There was the other aspect of it, for, again, Google Play. We're talking about best for tablets. I would have to agree that this game is better for tablet than a phone. Now, I've got a bunch of people in my alliance that are going, I only play on my phone. I personally like a bigger screen. It's hard for me to, but I suppose if I got used to playing on it and I trained my thumbs a little bit to move around, that I'd be down. But I like the big screen. I like to have a controller so that, like, for me, I use this controller. And that way I sync it up with my device so that I can, move around a little bit easier. But that's why when it says best for tablets, I could see that. For anybody who plays on a phone, congratulations. You are better than I am at life in general. So, and then we go over to the Apple store here, and they have iPad Game of the Year. So this to me was like, okay, like, wow. When this one just came out the other day, I think the Google Play stuff was a bit ago. But this one to me is like, okay, again, tablets, iPad, same thing, right? But I'm going, okay, some recognition pop in here. And then you've got, then Tim Cook from Apple just said that, they basically gave a shout out to all these devs on here who were sort of like saying congratulations on the App Store award winners. Now, bottom right here, this is where your MFR person is at. I believe the person's name's Joe. So congratulations, Joe, if you're watching this. I'd love to hear, how you feel about the game and your achievements. I mean, it's certainly pretty cool to see to get award for anything. So Tim Cook shouting it out. I think we got a tweet here from then Marvel Future Revolution, same thing. Apple's App Store iPad Game of the Year. So it's kind of like, okay, so iPad Game of the Year. I'm like, what? Like, again, it's the same thing here, but I'm like, that is pretty, I don't know. I was, when I saw Game of the Year and not just like competitive game, I was like, wow. Now, granted, it's iPad specific. I don't know if that, varies as much, but, so it makes you think a little bit. And then, of course, we've got Danny gives us the shout out to an incredible achievement on the 100th day since launch that they got the 2021 iPad Game of the Year. And he said it's an incredible honor to be on that team and collaborate with Netmarble on this amazing game. First win on the App Store for all of us. And that is one of the things that I do want to say, and talking to somebody like Danny, who's, pretty interactive with the community, I've found to be, a decent human being, which is the most important thing. So that he's got that quote on Twitter. He also said it's not just a game, it's a revolution. So don't ever forget that. This game's going to change a lot of different things. It's the first App Store award for Marvel Games. Okay, so Marvel Games. So Marvel Games has had a ton of games out there. Contest of Champions, Puzzle Quest, obviously Strike Force. There's a game I still play. I played it intensely for a long time. Every day is pretty intense. It's also the first one for the Korean game industry. So something's happening here with Future Revolution where it's kind of like, all right, clearly this is a first for Marvel Games. Contest of Champions is one of the biggest games they got. They did not get this. That game can also be played on an iPad. It's like any app store. It didn't get any app store award, right? So, and for all of Marvel Games. And then also there's a ton of games in the Korean industry. So again, I'm sitting here going, okay, so why am I liking this game so much? But you do have some other people on the other side going, I don't like this. It's too grindy. It's too this. So one of my first videos I put out there, and I'm going to stick to this, is like, just enjoy. Try to enjoy the game. Like, don't necessarily try to speed through it. Don't stress about being the strongest right away. Watch the story, enjoy the story, have some fun. And I think that is probably one of the biggest reasons that I personally have enjoyed the game as much as I have, is because of that reason. Now that I've sort of been at the end game for a little bit, I think that I am pushing to get stronger. I'm doing some more. First off, I stayed free to play for months. All of soft launch and some of global, I stayed free to play. And now, since then, I've definitely gotten a bunch more offers in game. I've been pushing to try to get the best cards. You can see some of my videos that I've done lately that are, more focused on that type of thing to really refine and min-max my character. And I wanted to do it at a little bit more accelerated pace, because I also wanted to make some content as well on it to show like, hey, so I tried to give that balanced perspective there where I was free to play and saw how I could play versus now. So big achievements for the game. That's why I can see this and go, you know what? This makes sense to me. It really does. It is something that I could see as, getting this award. You know what I mean? And, I gave this a retweet. I gave it a love. I don't know. I'd love to hear from you guys where you're at. I'm sure I'm going to get a mixed bag. A lot of the comments that I tend to get are, there's actually a lot more positivity about it and a lot more people saying, no, I really appreciate you, really saying how you feel about this game, giving a shout out saying that, you are still positive on it. And I'm like, that's just the truth of how I feel. If I get to the point, I did a video the other day where I didn't understand the offer. Like, why are they doing this? This doesn't make any sense to me. There's an offer in game where I was kind of like, there's a 6-star offer. I think it should be cheaper than what it is. Like, you know what I mean? So there's certainly criteria that, you know, I won't agree with, but the approach of just trying to have fun, the game's clearly getting some awards. The fact that it's the first Marvel games to get that, I'm kind of like, all right, something's here. I personally am hopeful that this is signs for more good things to come in the future. I think that, you know, maybe they're going to do some more ad campaigns on Facebook and all that kind of thing too. But again, it's got to make sense. The return's got to be worth that investment, right? So I'm sure they look at all their metrics and that sort of thing to determine that. And I'm going to keep playing. Honestly, so should you play or not? I talked about all the different aspects of the game, MMO, involvement with players. You can AFK farm if you want to. There is a grind aspect if you want to. There's dailies you got to go on there that some people just like, they're sick of a certain game mode. They don't want to do it anymore. I still do it because it's the only game mode where I can get gear. All right, you know what I mean? So if I can go through there each night, do something, or, you know, sporadically throughout the day where I pick up my phone and run a certain game mode, perfect. I like that. It's not, I don't have to get on the game at this specific time right when I wake up because my energy's capped or something like that. That's one of the things I really like about this game is I can go play it when I can play it. You know, there's certainly a couple times where they have set times in game, but again, it's not necessarily that critical that you necessarily do it. You can still play the game and do the other things when you want. But anyway, so that's what I got to say about that. And then as I was doing this, we got this today, is we just get a push reward for logging in. It's not a ton, but you get 1,000 unstable convergium and a million gold here. I was like, all right. So over the course of 10 days, I get 1 million gold. So that's pretty sweet. So each day you get 100 unstable convergium particles and 100,000 gold. So they're giving us 1 million gold for just logging in. I'm like, I could use that. I'm at around 5 million gold now. I just transmogged some of my cards. So anyway, I got all these rewards. I'm having fun. I'm seeing they're giving me stuff and I'm going, all right, I don't know. I enjoy the game. Should you play? I say yes. I think it should. If you don't have fun, certainly, you know, I get it. There's certain things that everything's not for everybody, but those are what I've mentioned in the video is where I'm finding fun in the game. And if, you know, you don't take the slower approach and you still don't have fun, then I absolutely get it. So anyway, that's all I got. I just wanted to put a video out there sort of saying like, you know, this is why I play. Should you play? These are the things I see in the game, good or bad, and kind of draw some attention to these awards as well, because I do think that's pretty cool, especially given the fact that Marvel's never gotten anything like that. So it's kind of like Marvel games. So anyway, that's what I got to say. Leave the comments below. Check out the Discord if you want to come comment there. Appreciate you. Hammer down like buttons, click notification bells, subscribe, all this time. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Share with aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, grandparents, all this sort of thing. I normally don't ramble as much as I do, or maybe I do. I ramble a lot, but this one was more of a super rambler, right? So anyway, until next time, hope you have a wonderful day.